Well, hello, hello, hello there. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where it is you are. Hello, and welcome to whatever day this one is. Wednesday. Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the stream. What have you guys been up to? I am joined today by three Murlocs of no name because my cat is asleep on my bed. I put up an Instagram story detailing she likes to sleep with her face down, and she's like a little cat. She breathes through like this much airspace, and she manages to just smush it into a blanket and then not die. And every time I see her, I'm like, "Did you die?" And then I like scratch her head, and she's like, "No." What are you doing? Leave me alone. DJ493, thank you very, very much for giving out 5 gift subs. Congrats to those who picked those up. Just turned Thursday over here. It's 1 a.m. here. Hope your Wednesday's going nutty. Pog indeed. So today what do I want? I mean, that's a big question, like if we're talking life, and we have lots of time for crises later. In the short term, I want to do some Anima World Quest because that's who I am now. I want to time them because that's how I've been having fun. I want to show you this nifty spreadsheet that Superman made because that's also been enjoyable. And then I want to go cry. And by that I mean try to do the Path of Ascension and then not make it very far because I'm really not very good at the Path of Ascension. However, is it not the essence of human freedom that we are allowed to choose suffering? You know, that's how I know I have free will, is because if I was being controlled by some benevolent being that was trying to just do the best for me, they would not put me through Path of Ascension. So this is how I know that I'm making my own mistakes. Aaron Knights, thank you for the 3-month resub. Hi, chat and Hazel. Hello. Also, Spooky Snacks with a 14-month resub. Woohoo. And Hasbin with a 9-month resub. Happy Wednesday. Got my Blanchie today. So happy. Good luck with POA. Thank you very, very much. Too early in the day to say spreadsheet. Minus 50 DKP. Your DKP means nothing here. It is never too early for spreadsheets if they are voluntary and recreational. And I think the world could do with more recreational spreadsheets. Derek, we're Pfizer buddies. I got the same one. So I'm not doing all the world quests. I'm only doing the Anima ones. I'm not insane. I am currently saving up Anima for my next building upgrade because I am locked into the hedonistic Anima treadmill of wanting to upgrade my building so I can earn more Anima so I can upgrade my buildings. Although I'm only one upgrade away from being the last one. I'm 10,000 Anima away from being fully Anima unlocked, at least for the time being, on my priest. We're 1,800 in. And I did a few this morning, so it looks like there are, if we're looking for Anima World Quest specifically, so we go rewards, Anima, they are not in, there's 1 in Bastion, 2 Ardenweald, 2 Revendreth, so I bet I can knock these out pretty quick and then make my way over to, and by that I mean use my Hearthstone because it is set to Elysian Hold, and then go cry in the Path of Ascension. I am 12 of 20 already deep into the World Quest bonus event week quest thingy, which is worth 750 Anima, so if you haven't picked that up yet and you're doing World Quest this week, do yourself a favor, press Shift J and grab it out of your adventure journal. It'll be right on top, or it should be. If not, just keep tabbing through the little tabby tab thing until you get it. But yeah, you want that quest because it's going to give you some rep and also some Anima. So let's go start here. What do we got? We got parasoling easy. We got this one less easy. Let's go start with that because it is the more annoying one. Not that it's difficult, but you know. DJ493, thanks for the 3-month resub. Love the streams and content. Look forward to them all the time. That's so sweet. Thank you. Howdy Hazel, howdy chat, here to learn more about Excel. Oh, true. So I don't have Excel because while I am a big fan, is that the right words? No, it's not. While I am a consumer of things that are being sold online for monthly subscriptions, even though they could probably get away with being one-time purchases, but monthly subscriptions are shown to be wildly more lucrative for companies, so like everybody is doing them, myself included. As much as that's true, I don't have Microsoft Office because I don't need it. I do use spreadsheets and I do word process. I do not give any kind of like slide presentations. Although that could change if I get really adventurous with my streams at one point in my life. But for now, my document needs can be met well enough with Google Docs, which is why I am currently a user of Google Sheets and Google Docs. And occasionally just WordPad on my computer. Oh, and then sometimes the Apple stuff if I just have my like iPad out and I'm too lazy to switch over. And then I'm like, where did I save this document? And I don't know, because I use too many different discrete services. Add-on using to track your world quests. So world quest list is showing them on my map, and it is giving me this table that you can, also a spreadsheet like, that you can sort by various parameters. You can sort them alphabetically by name, you can sort them by rewards, you can sort them by faction, you can sort them by time remaining, and it'll summarize at the bottom the rewards available. So all of the anima world quests in Revendreth will give me 315 anima. Look into LibreOffice, but I don't think I need to. If my needs are already being met by my current software, and my current problem with software is that I am using too many services. It feels as though adding an additional service meets no additional needs, but does add additional confusion. 4 Excel files with 15 sheets each, just for all my alts. Oh yeah, so I was going to show you this Google Sheet. Super Matt made this because I was talking about how I wanted to track my speed runs of various world quests, because I have found that I'm a lot better at doing world quests when I put on a stopwatch and time myself, and that this has helped me both learn the mechanics of the world quest better, get faster at them, and then also it's giving me some data on which ones really actually suck and which ones only feel like they suck. So my idea is that I'm just going to keep track of my run times for a while, and then I can either make a video or I can just feel like I've just spent my time really well. Superman has linked the sheet in chat. I made my own copy of it. Anybody else is welcome to do the same if they really want to. I'm basically just inputting my times manually, but it's really nice to have just a list of them all ready to go and filterable by zone. Another thing that I've been doing, if I finish a world quest and I'm like, oh wait, which one was this? Because it's hard to see the name once you've done it because it's off your map, is sometimes I will go to the Wowhead front page. They have a current world quest section where you can look at the map of currently active world quests and figure out what the name of the one that you just did was. Copyception. Under arrest for spoiling us with chill vibes. Oh man, okay, so this world quest is called Battered and Bruised, and I believe this one involved gathering a bunch of ghosts and then bringing them back somewhere. There may have also been a kill component, we'll find out. I have not yet adjusted my talents or gotten a Shadow Legendary. That's actually increasingly high on my list, is I want to get myself a Shadow Priest Legendary, specifically with an eye towards doing world quests really quickly, because this is just what's fun for me now. I don't know what to tell you. So I'm gonna enter the area. I have been using for a stopwatch. You can use any stopwatch you want, but I have been just using the one in the game client because that way I do not have to use anything else that is outside of WoW. So fun fact, if you've never used this, you can click on your clock, you can go show stopwatch, and you'll get this little pop-out stopwatch window here. I'm sure you could keybind. Actually, I'm not sure. Can you keybind that? I've never tried. I don't want to. I usually just click on it, but I'm just curious if that's an actual thing. What would it be? Miscellaneous, probably? It's not in miscellaneous. Camera, no. Maybe there's like a macro. I'm getting distracted. That's not what I came out here for. I usually just click on it. Anyways, so I want to find out how quickly I can do Battered and Bruised. So I'm going to start the timer. I do not usually account for travel time to and from a world quest. Travel time during a world quest I do count, because I just want a ballpark of how long these take. In my experience, a 5-minute world quest is slow, and a 1-minute world quest is fast. There's a couple outliers that are longer or shorter than that, but for the most part, that's kind of what you're looking at. So this one wanted you to kill 12 ghouls, and it wanted you to rescue 8 souls. And I'm unclear on whether spell knockback or getting attacked will kick my collection of a soul, but I do know you can just grab all these. You don't have to bring them back one at a time. So... oh, herbs. No, I'm getting distracted. I don't need that right now. So that's 3. I'm going to focus, as I typically do, on getting the ghosts first, and then once I have 8 following me, and there should be your debuff will actually tell you how many shackled souls you have behind you, so once you get to being kind of a lot of them, they will kind of overlap each other some and become difficult to count. But no worries, because you can just check in at your debuff here. So let's scooch right along. Mayhaps, thank you very, very much for the 11-month resub. Thanks for the wonderful content. You keep my motivation up in WoW, even during slow periods. Also, Joe Prana with a brand new tier 2 sub. Thank you very much, Joe. And Azuketsu with a 2-month resub. Today I'm picking up my blanching mount from watching your video. Congrats! Oh, I should not die. That'll be bad for my timer. Let's do this, and let's do this. I think that aggroing the Lightbound Scorcher is a poor... I mean, I didn't do it on purpose, but it's something to try to avoid if you try to do this quest really quickly, because they're not obviously for the requirements in any way, but that one's out of there. Okay. Will this light, what is this? Is this going to heal me? Oh, it's healing me, and it scorches the vent there. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is the kind of thing I never would have noticed before. Okay, there's 5 ghosts. I need 3 more. This is the kind of thing I never would have noticed, because usually when I'm doing world quests, I am layering way too many things all at once, right? Like I'm doing too much at a time. I never would have noticed that you can drag the Venthyr, the scorched, the ash ghouls into light pools to damage them more quickly. And at a certain gear level, you don't really need to, but, you know... things that help you do it faster. And if I had been watching a YouTube video / listening to a podcast / knitting while doing this, then that never would have occurred to me. So that's all of my ghosts. So I'm gonna finish. Oh, that's why. Oh, so I killed the Scorcher, and the Scorcher spawned a light pool. So you could kill one Scorcher, pull a bunch of other things. I do need to go back for 4 more ghouls. Pull a bunch of other things into the pool. I don't know if that's worth it. I need 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I have aggroed this, so I'm going to kill it first. And that way it will, although honestly my Boon of the Ascended is probably going to take out the ghouls, which is fine. And this should do it. It looks like we're coming in at about 2 minutes and 54 seconds for Battered and Bruised, so I'm going to pop that into my own copy of my spreadsheet. That was a Revendreth world quest. Battered and Bruised. Battered and Bruised. And I said that was 2 minutes and 54. So I would say that's medium high, but yeah, because some of these are, mind you, I've only manually recorded about 6 of them so far, but I have a couple that are under 2 minutes. Okay, all right. The dudes you grab lower your damage? Oh, I didn't know that. Pretty good split. Thanks for the great content. Gold making tips or wait until 9.1. I mean, gold making is always going to be more potent during or near content releases, season releases, because people are going to be buying, there's more demand for consumables during a raid release in any Mythic Plus season. That doesn't mean you can't do it now, it just means that right now the more valuable sources of gold, or at least the better time for your effort ones, are going to be either stockpiling materials with an eye towards selling stuff at 9.1 launch, because it does not currently seem that we are getting profession updates that I have seen, and that doesn't mean they're not coming, but it seems like we're very likely to continue using the same flasks, the same potions, same enchants on our gear then, and people will need more of all of those things as they replace their gear. So you could start stockpiling materials and buying things while they're cheap to sell them at 9.1 when they're high. You could also focus on, if you don't want to worry about things that are subject to the whims of the market, you could focus on raw gold farming, which is kind of what I'm doing just inadvertently, by doing world quests and getting reputation, and then you get the Paragon caches from that. You do your callings, you're going to get gold from your callings. I'm up like a 500,000 gold or something like that in Shadowlands so far, and it's pretty much just from like callings and world quests and rep and like whatever. I guess I sold some stuff. I haven't paid a giant amount of attention, but yeah. That's what I've been doing. I did get my Slime Serpent. I did it on stream yesterday, and there should be an edited, or there will be an edited version of that going up on my YouTube channel tomorrow. I've edited down from the whole stream VoD, but it does include full fights of the solos fights. So yeah, tomorrow YouTube, 6 a.m. Pacific, that'll be up. Troubles with the up and away, I always fall through a flower. So somebody in stream chat the other day said that if you are moving when you land on the flower, that causes the server to update your position to prevent you from falling through it. I don't know if that's true, but I have been doing that. I've just been twitching my character back and forth as I get to falling on the flower. And I haven't fallen through one since I started doing that. But this could be just nothing, but it could be something. That's what I've been doing. Current nail color and art. I did and I kind of like this format because it's really easy to, here, I'm going to show you. I like this nail art format because it's just easy to have, like it doesn't take that long because you're only doing like a couple of nails that have an actual pattern on them, but you do like a neutral color on 3 and then matching flat colored nails here, and then I've done just a floral overlay, which was pretty fast to do as far as that goes. This one's kind of smeared. And then I did a matte top coat, although it's kind of worn down. I find that the matte top coats only stay really matte for like a little bit. But can't complain too much. Can't get Slime Serpent because I'm Fire Mage. Do you play WoW at 1440p? I play at 3840 by 2160. You like my nails? Why, thank you. They look better when you don't look at them for too long. They're not an awesome shape. I'm not very good at filing my nails. I just, make do because, you use this button. I forgot. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Well, I think I might have to try that again. At least you don't have to spend... Yeah, no. I forgot you had to use the button. That didn't count. I didn't start it. Oops. My bad. Yeah, it's 60. How are the new plants? Do you talk to them? No, I don't talk to my plants. I'm too busy talking to absolutely nothing. Not that I'm not saying anything, it's that when I speak, I have no target. Let's try this again. We're gonna time it. This is for Parasol Peril. Yeah, they're good. I'm just keeping an eye on them, trying to figure out what they're new, or get a real feel for their new, water requirements, but they're good. I haven't eaten any of my basil yet, but I should, because my problem is I always get a little basil plant, and I'm like, oh, I should let it grow big and bushy before I steal any leaves from it, because it needs those right now. And then it gets so big and bushy, and then I let it flower, and then it, changes flavor, and then, it's just, the whole thing is just, it's too late, and then it's just, I never have any anyways, so I feel like, especially when I'm just cooking for one, little bits more often are the way to go. Okay, just give me credit. Thank you. There we go. So that one, 36 seconds. As expected, that's always going to be one of the faster ones. So that was Parasol Peril. I'm going to throw that in here. I would be getting data a lot more quickly. 0:36. If I was, I would be getting data a lot more quickly if I was doing all of the world quests, and not just the anima ones. But who has time for that? Okay, so that's it for Revendreth. There is one in Bastion. I can swing by there next time, or when I head back. There are two in Ardenweald, though, and I should go do those. So let's... Yeah, they'll take me about... Well, am I going to spend 15 minutes in Ardenweald? I might. Or I could just go... Well... How many of these do I have? Ardenweald. Oh, no, I only have 3 pocket portals. I should save those for an emergency. Like, my Mythic Plus group desperately needs to start summoning people, and nobody is close, and I want to save the day by popping in really quickly so I can get to the other side, summoning stone or something. If you switch factions, do you lose a lot of your achievements? I haven't done it in a long time, so I don't have very relevant first-hand experience. When I did it, it wasn't so much that you lost achievements. Some of them would get converted, but it was just messy. There were some reputations that didn't convert. There was some things that should have worked that didn't, and it's difficult to guarantee that everything's going to work as intended. Yes, there is raid testing tomorrow on the PTR. Haven't been here in so long. How have you been? I'm keeping it together. T-tails are my least favorite. Oh man, I have not yet, at a time when I log on to do world quests, been confronted with an anima world quest for T-tails, and I haven't done them. There's an achievement, I think, for doing all of the T-tails world quests, and I don't have it because I actively avoid them, or I have avoided them up until this point. Did you see the portals to instance entrances come back with an achievement to complete the dungeon on plus 20 in time? No. What do you mean by portals to instance entrances? I shall read this article. Dungeon teleports, CM ports, challenge mode ports, return for completing each 20 plus 20, ew. Oh, fun. Well, that's nice. Anybody that is doing, so once you have done a single dungeon at a 20, then you can go back to that dungeon. You don't have to do all of them. Each one is individually awarded. Oh, that's nice. Anybody who is insane enough to be doing 20s deserves it, honestly. Right? Yeah, no, that's not something that I think we're expecting most people to get. That's just like a nice perk for people that are wild enough to be doing 20s. You would think that T would be Hazel's favorite. The characters are excellent. It's just any world quest that requires me to not play my character and then do something really fussy and extended. Yeah. Yeah, 15s are enough for me. I'm with you. I think that Keystone Master is about the height of my achievements, and that is perfectly fine. Travel system in Shadowlands is cool. Don't even see details anymore. Path of Ascension is perfect. Oh man. Okay, so yeah, I am going to start Path of Ascension pretty quick because I only need to do 3 more world quests and then I have no more excuses. So let's go do the Gorm Burrows. This is the one that I did last night to get, or recently to get, that weapon. So I cannot ride this mount around. It makes so much noise. I must have been in the maw for some reason. Oh, I actually went to rescue my souls this week. That's why. I'm so studious at bringing the souls back that the Kyrians insist on continuing to chuck into the maw. And I was riding around the map for that reason, and then I forgot it is loud. It's so noisy. This world quest, Gormageddon, is okay. It's another vehicle one, but at least the vehicle is more fun. So we're going to start the timer. We're going to turn into a kitty cat. And see, this one you've got a 10-second cooldown on a big AoE. So the thing to do is to gather up a few things and then to stand and AoE them. It's better if there's other people nearby, and that's a factor that's out of your control. You can also run your frenzied regen while you are doing the rest of these things. It's not one of those health regens that you have to stop and channel. So you just do it on cooldown, and you can generally handle 4 to 5 things is what I have found without dying. But even if you do die, maybe the better move is to just play real fast and loose with your health and then die, and then just get a new cat, because I don't think you're gonna die in real life, you know. And then if you did, well, you wouldn't have to worry about it anymore, huh? I made sad cupcakes. And when I say sad cupcakes, I'm not being self-depreciating, I am being real. They're very sad. I almost wanted to take a picture because this one was so ugly that it almost looked like art. Like there's no way anybody could have in sound and solid mind produced a cupcake this hideous on purpose. Therefore, this must be a stunning tale of their inner turmoil or the, you know, external circumstances. Like, you look at this sort of smooshed, improperly baked, poorly frosted cupcake and you're like, what demon hawk swooped through the window and told this person that they're not worthy of living their own life that led them to frost this cupcake in such a haphazard and unpleasing manner, you know? It really makes you think. I did not take a photo, I just ate it, and then I ate another one. So that's how I'm doing. These are worth 5 each, so I need another 3. Let's make sure we use our health thing again, so we're gonna grab 1. I don't know if the big ones and the little ones, the big ones and the little ones are worth more or less. I think they're all worth 5. Yeah, there we go. So that was a 2-minute split, 2 minutes and 3 seconds for Gormageddon. I'm going to go enter that one in. That is the risk with timing world quests, is because I can't read chat while I'm timing them. I am... who knows what I'm going to say? All right, Gormageddon. Okay, yeah, 2 of 3. Yeah, I did this yesterday, and I did time it yesterday, and I got 158 last time, so that was a little under par for me. A lot of world quests, you're doing basically vehicle combat. There's a fair amount of them, although I feel like they've done better at making them have a little bit more variety than they used to. When I think of vehicle combat in Wrath of the Lich King, and maybe I'm just, you know, remembering the less exciting versions of it, when I think of that, I'm imagining the plains of, what was it, Nassam in Borean Tundra, where you're just driving around, bombing massive amounts of enemies in a big tank. You're trying to rescue dudes. You've got like 2 buttons. They do very straightforward things. You have like a... You know, it feels like they gave you 100 enemies to kill so you can feel all powerful in your big tank, except that your tank's not that good at killing them. And then also your tank's like kind of squishy, so you end up using like 3 of them. Or at least I do. I'm learning to make perfectly round scrambled eggs. Round scrambled eggs? That sounds like an art form. Who made a cupcake to upset Hazel? Hazel made a cupcake to upset Hazel. 28k away from Daisy the Sloth? That should be pretty soon, yeah? I felt so bad, I completely forgot to mention I had been doing Daisy updates in my Saturday news, and I just spaced and forgot to include it. I think I forgot to include it, pretty sure, last week. And then it started slowing down, and then there was that whole debacle about the Australian email going out too early before it happened, and we've got until the 26th. There's 5 days left, and there's $28,000 left to go, and I feel like that's happening, which is really exciting. Okay, so we are going to reset the timer. I'm going to thank Thessian for your brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Also, I missed Mad Twiggy giving out a gift sub, and Connie J with a 7-month resub. Thanks, guys. I'll keep showing up if you do. Love the content. Keep putting in the work. I'll be here. gaming keypad. Is it worth it if I have the Razer Naga? I use a gaming keypad with a 17 button mouse as well. I use both of them, and I like it just fine. I use both of them, and I still find that I haven't done this one at all. Rotbriar Trouble. I still find that I need modifier macros. Thessian giving out 10 gift subs. Goodness, thank you very, 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 very much. Congrats to those who picked one up. Hi. Hazel loves in chat. Dang. You guys are delightful. Not that I'm having a horrendous day beforehand, but this is just really nice. I have been reading a book. I got a new book. I said I was done with the self-help and the performance psychology books, and I'm not. That was a lie. I thought I was, and I wasn't. 33. I guess I should pay attention to how much percentage these things give. That was worth 4, which I feel like it is worth. The little guys are not. If they're just worth 1%, you got to get so many of them to make it, like, add up, you know? I thought I was done. I had read a book by, I want to say Alex Sujung Pong. I may have misremembered the last name. The last book I read from them, I have forgotten. It might have been The Distraction Addiction. I don't know, one of those ones. But there's a new one called Rest, and it's the science of both how taking breaks is good for your productivity, but also about how a lot of problem solving and creative thinking can happen in your subconscious, and that's why a lot of people tend to have, you know, like creative breakthroughs while they're walking their dog or they're showering or whatever, and how to and different, you know, case studies and research and ideas on how to manage your time to allow time for this subconscious processing that can both help you not burn out and be better rested, but also get, you know, maximizing your subconscious processing or whatever. I don't know about maximizing. It's not so much a hustle culture book as it is just an interesting research about how napping is good, which is exactly what I wanted to hear. All right, that was 2 minutes and 10 seconds. For Rotbriar something. Trouble? I should use my Hearthstone to get out of here, but I'm not going to forget to enter this into my... How does the alphabet work? Oh, I don't see it. You read Atomic Habits? Yeah, I've read that one. It was pretty good. Wait for a Hazel Hardware. Forgetting if the last book you read was The Distraction Addiction. It's really funny. That is kind of ironic now that you mention it. Scientific shower thoughts. So I'm only about halfway through this book, but the thing that I read most recently that I thought was kind of neat that I actually had never... They said it was like a really commonly recommended thing, and I'm surprised that I hadn't read it before because I feel like I've really encountered every common recommendation. But some creative people find it really useful at the end of a day to stop working while they know what they're going to do next. Like they're on a roll with writing or whatever. They know exactly how the next section's going to play out. They've hit that energy gold mine, and then they walk away so that when they start the next day, they have an unfinished thing to start on that they know how it goes. As opposed to staring at a blank page every morning. And I've been torturing myself for years by staring at blank pages every morning because it always felt like the best thing to do was to power through and finish. Like I really wanted to like tie things off with neat little bows and complete my thoughts and finish everything that I was doing in a given day. So I never liked leaving stuff undone. And that is a neat idea that I might try because, you know, why not? I have more autonomy than I know what to do with. I am going back to Elysian Holt. A comes first, then B. I've read Elastic Habits too, I think. Painful to walk away from, super productive. I have always stared at blank canvas. Yeah, because I know exactly that feeling when you finally, like, you figure something out and you know exactly what's coming next and you, like, get into that zone. And the idea of walking away in the middle of that does not sound fun. But the idea of sitting down at the beginning of the next day and having something easy to start with that you've already sorted out does seem much smarter than just trying to start from scratch. So, there was one more world quest, although I didn't find it, maybe I need to add it. I was in Ardenweald. It was called Rotbriar something. I'm gonna add it. Add a row, insert one below. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I may be ruining it, but you know what? It's my copy of the spreadsheet. I can butcher it if I want. Arden Weald. I'm just calling it rubber or something. I'll change that when I remember what it was called. But that was a 2-minute and 10-second split. Okay. Giggity Glit with a 3-month resub. Thank you very much. Also, Doc Otter had a 13-month resub. Cheers, Doc. My self-help book will be called Autonomous Happy Cupcakes. It might also be sci-fi. There is a genre I have yet to encounter, is the sci-fi or the fantasy self-help book. I feel like there is, you know how sometimes media gets weird? Like, I remember being a young teenager and encountering things like fan fiction and Tumblr blogs, and I was all like, compared to, you know, books and newspapers, this is a really weird, wacky way for people to be creative and exchange ideas. That's kind of strange. And then, you know, you get older and you get more boring, and then you hear about how all the kids and teens are on like Wattpad or something, or TikTok or whatever, and it just gets weirder and weirder. And I feel like there is really no limit on the new genres that could happen if there's a demand for them, because people consume content on TikTok that I do not understand in the slightest. And it seems like really transparently pandering to like a specific desire or need, but like so transparently that it feels awkward to even look at it. But it finds success on TikTok, I guess maybe because of the privacy of the platform. But my idea is I am easily influenced. I read a book and I start thinking in similar language terms as the characters. Like I will pick up, if I've been reading a British novel, I'll like pick up British slang for a couple of weeks as an example. If I read stories about characters that have certain habits, especially if those are ones that I find aspirational, I will be more inspired and motivated to work harder because, you know, or like maybe I'll watch a K-drama. This is a really common one, a K-drama that has a student that is like working 4 jobs and going to school and also has time to like trip and drop her books in front of the cute boy. But like, you know, if you take the cute boy out of that and you're just like, man, she's working really hard at school, and then I want to work harder at stuff. So I feel like there is definitely a market, and by market I mean me, for a genre of fiction that is self-help, fantasy, or sci-fi, where these are fictional stories, and I'm sure you can still have some story merit in them, so it's not like you're just reading about a fictional person that, you know, does really cool stuff, but, you know, like fictional inspirational characters, and that's part of the appeal of it, is that you read this thing, and then you're, like, aspiring to it for a while. Like, I used to really enjoy reading, Jane Eyre was my favorite classic novel when I was a kid, and the thing that I really admired about Jane was how incredibly self-sufficient she was and, like, unconcerned about, you know, like, she would find a problem and she would just be like, well, that sucks, and she would deal with it. It's not like she didn't have feelings, but she was very practical, and I admired that about her, and there was a foreword to the particular edition of Jane Eyre that I had that talked about how the person that wrote the foreword them and their friends would joke about, well, what would Jane do in a given situation? And I feel like there's something to that. Nimizegi, thank you for the 5-month resub. I haven't read Wheel of Time. I think I have the first book, but I think I bought the first book. I haven't finished it by any stretch of the imagination. It's hard to get into something that is so long, and also that I have anecdotally heard gets kind of weak in the middle, and that has some potentially shallow treatments of female characters. Not like insensitive, but, you know, compared to the other counterparts, it's hard for me to want to pick up a project that is that big and that many books long. But I may do it at some point, just because it's come up enough. Be kind and rewind. Thank you very much for the bits. Hello, Hazel. Sister passed away 2 weeks ago. She was a huge fan of your channels and streams. Wanted to say thank you for being you. Work you do makes a difference to the WoW community. I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. Well, thank you for being here. Women rule that world. That doesn't mean that they're good characters, though. And by good character, I don't mean a character that does morally good things, but a character that, and I haven't read the books, so I don't know. I have just read, I have read some critiques of the series about a certain lack of depth in the female characters. I don't know if it's true, right? This is like third-hand information at this point. Yeah. Day 5 Blanchy done. Hesitant to read Song of Ice and Fire. So long. It's tough to recommend Song of Ice and Fire because on the one hand, I love those books dearly and I've read them 5+ times. I've read the earlier ones more than 5 times and I've read the last one less than 5 times. But overall, generally speaking, I adore them. And even though they're not done, I've gone through a lot of that, right? But they're not finished yet. If George would just finish them, then I could recommend them because it's hard to recommend a book series that may not ever get finished. All right, here we go. We are going to charge it up. And this is one that we did pretty recently. So we're gonna do the same thing. It would be great if I could get it to come over here, but I can't, and I don't think I'm gonna be in range of it. No, darn it. This is the worst one. This is the worst world quest. I think this is so far my least favorite one, and I haven't encountered T-Tails yet, but this one sucks, and I'm kind of regretting coming out here, but the thing that I'm doing after this is Path of Ascension. So, all right, 1, 2, 3. I just want them to be over here so they're in range of the blue orb so I can get an extra 5%. Okay, there we go. There's the thing. A bit of a reading kick. Maybe I should just try starting it instead of procrastinating it. The first 3 books are absolutely enthralling, like really difficult to put down. 4 and 5. 4 is pretty good too. 5, yeah, 4 and 5 slow down a little bit more, but by that point you're invested, and so it's interesting. Plus, you know, the nice thing about A Song of Ice and Fire is that even though the books aren't finished, the community around the books is so intense that you can spend hours every day just reading fan essays and fan theories and fan essays and theories, you know, all the live long day. You'll never run out of them. There is incredible writing that's just been done about the series, not fan fiction, but, you know, who would have won this battle if this person had this thing, and why I think this person is a time-traveling vampire, but like with actually good reasons and makes you really think. There's a lot there even once you're done the books, even though they're not finished. People have speculated to hell and back about the answers to various mysteries that have been set up in the series, not answered yet. So I feel as though there is enough material out there that has been created by the community that even if the books don't get finished, I will be satisfied just creating my own headcanon because there's enough material out there to supply that. Let me see. We just had a donation from Ashman. Thank you very, very, very much. A $50 donation. Goodness, love your streams and YouTube videos. Please keep up the quality content. Thank you. Have you read Mistborn? I want to say no. Is that a Brandon Sanderson thing? I don't think so. That may be another one that I have like a sample of the first one downloaded that I haven't actually gotten into. It's actually surprisingly difficult for me to get into a fantasy series that I haven't read before. I think because I like rereading things so much, it's difficult for me to look at my library of books that I already have and then decide to take a chance, and especially with fantasy, the mental energy of getting invested in learning the rules of a new universe. That's why I think sometimes historical fantasy or urban fantasy that is based on an existing sort of universe and set of rules is a little easier for me than something that's like complete, actual, absolute sci-fi where everything is brand new. There's just so much mental energy involved in really understanding the rules that the author has created. Excuse me. Don't mind me just inhaling my own saliva. That it's difficult to, you know, and you don't even know if the story's any good, right? So when you look at that, and then you could just, you know, enjoy a story again. Reading books a second, third, 19th time is always just like watching a favorite movie to me. Perhaps even a little better than the favorite movie, because I feel like I'm not somebody that gets something new out of movies every time I watch them, but I do get something new out of books every time I watch them, because like the mental lens through which you watch a book when you're reading it has everything to do with you and the, you know, imagination you have available to you at the time. And as I get older and I have more experiences and I've met more people, I feel like I get more and more out of each story. Moist Flesh with a brand new sub. Thank you very much. And Super Dota Player with a 2-month resub. Cheers. Thank you very much. What do I do with channel points? Absolutely nothing. Have you read the Twilight series? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I read I was the right age for Twilight when Twilight came out. The books, anyways. I was a little over by the time the movies got around. And also, I didn't, no shade to Robert Pattinson. He does not need me. He's a great actor. He's not my thing. I didn't get that one. Just my own personal taste. So that kind of killed the movie series for me. But the books I was very much the right age for. They are not high literature. They're not pretending to be. But for a angsty piece of kind of pulpy young adult romance lit, you can do worse. They're good. I enjoyed them. I wouldn't pretend that that's my finest accomplishment in life, but I got a kick out of them. I was 12. Why wouldn't you? And then I have gone back and read them since then, and I do enjoy them a tiny bit less every time just because there's stuff that's harder to overlook. Namely the age gap and the, sneaking into an underage girl's bedroom thing. But, we all have nostalgia for stuff. You are able to have the same look on each shoulder for non-symmetrical pieces. Mirror to them so you can have the same look on both. No, I doubt it. I didn't try, but I doubt it. Because, and I'm imagining that an asymmetrical shoulder piece the right shoulder would be listed as hidden. So if you tried to transmog the right shoulder to that same shoulder set, it's just going to transmog to the asymmetrical set. I would assume. I haven't tried. Naomi Novik's new series is pretty good. Yeah, I read the first one and then, well, I think that's all that's out so far. I read the first one and then I was like, ooh, neat. And then I went and read everything else that she's published because I was deprived and I had discovered an author that I liked. I've run far. We're doing Path of Ascension now. We're going to dunk this anime. We're going to go to Path of Ascension. If Asmongold didn't exist, I'd watch you all day instead. Oh, man, I don't know what to do with that. Although I will say that my streams are very short, and they're available as VoDs, and I don't know that being there live really adds a whole lot to the experience, so you can always just save my streams for when nobody's on, and then just put them on in the middle of the night and pretend they're live. Oh, you're right. I did forget to stop the timer, and I don't remember what the time was when I finished it, and that's fine. Oh, well, I am going to worry about that later. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to the Path of Ascension and I'm going to suffer because I just finished, actually before I stopped my Path of Ascension, I need to send out some missions because my mission table should be upgraded. I'll go show you my Covenant buildings. Take a look at this. Oh no, I lost my Unburdened debuff, or buff. So I now have my command table to rank 3. Ta-da! Which means that my missions will run faster, so I'm going to send some out. And then that means that the next thing I'm upgrading to rank 3 is my Path of Ascension. We are currently 26, 74, 23 away from doing such a thing. 73, 23. Some amount of anima away from getting that upgraded. But I have, since upgrading to rank 2, I've done barely any of it. I did all of the available fights in rank 1. And I felt pretty good about myself. I felt frustrated because while doing Path of Ascension fights, every time I finished one and I achieved victory, I wanted a reward that was not just more Path of Ascension stuff. Every time I beat a Path of Ascension fight, it's like, do you want this thing for more Path of Ascension stuff? And I'm like, no, give me like a pet or a toy or a rock or something. Give me a tiny little rock that I can strap onto my head and call transmog. Like just anything that is not for Path of Ascension. And yet I've completed the entire first rank of it and gotten absolutely nothing. Neo Alligator, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. But eventually, and I need to do this weekly, there are eventually other rewards, right? So you go over here. This stuff is all available through Path of Ascension. This is worth 12,500 anima, so it's a good thing. Oh, it's so cool, though. Oh, that's the whole ensemble. Oh, so you can buy individual pieces. Oh, pardon me. Cloak? Yeah, so there's a cloak, there's a back piece, there's a back piece, there's a back piece, there's a back piece. There's the dark halo, there's the dark Archon thing, and then there's the dark wings, which are obviously best of all time. And then 12,500 anima gets you the entire Forsworn colored. Oh, that's so good. I need it. There's also other stuff from Path of Ascension, but those are available. You need to have achievements done, I'm pretty sure. These 4 mounts are available from any of the 4 Covenant things, and if you haven't done them on any of them yet, I would say Path of Ascension is not the one to do them on. This is probably the most annoying. Or at least it feels that way to me because I don't like it. Ice Faye, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. That's how I feel about the Redwall books. Love them as a kid. Hard to read now. Alright, I'm catching up. Why do people play deep in PTR? Doesn't it bother you to put work into something and have to do it again in live servers? I don't know. That is a good, genuine question that I have also wondered. I don't play much on the PTR for that reason. I will play enough on the PTR to get footage for videos and to learn things so I can tell people about them. And then that's kind of the end of it for me, because for me, if it didn't happen in live servers, it didn't count. Okay, yeah. This one is happening. All right, so I have gotten a new piece of equipment. I got the Phial of Serenity. Heals you, keeps on fighting. And then I'm not bothering with charms, really. I could, but I don't want to. They are consumed. And you know, consumables, icky, gross. So I need to fight Athena. Oh yeah, that's right. I've recruited some more fights, but I haven't done them yet. I finished recruiting all the fights, and then I forgot to actually fight them. So there's going to be some that I have not done yet. As someone with Path at rank 5, you've got a long way to go. Thank you. That's encouraging. I'm going to warn you guys right now. I'm going to get kind of salty today. This just makes me grumpy. And that's okay. And I'm going to do it anyways because I want the rewards and because I know that if I suffer enough, I will get better at it. I will again warn, or not again, but I will warn again from the outset. Why did I say again? I haven't warned it yet. I will say that people are going to well-meanedly offer me advice, and I am going to probably not take it, and it may make me a little bit salty because I just like to work things out on my own. I will say that if I am actually, if I want help or advice, I will ask for it. I'm not going to be banning or timing out or anything for offering advice if I haven't asked for it, but I may not. If it's unsolicited, I may not read it. I probably won't read it because, you know, sometimes the fun of games is trying and failing things on your own. Path of Ascension is vehicle-based challenge combat, so it's kind of like the Brawlers Guild, but in vehicles. So if I hop into Pelagos and I look over here, which memory do I want to challenge? Where's my interface? Oh, there's my interface. So I need to fight Athenos. I think I haven't fought anybody in rank 2, or very few people in rank 2. I think I fought her. Yeah, so when you have the thing underneath them, then you have cleared them. So if I look at Ecthra, I could fight Ecthra, and that'll give me a blueprint for a Medallion of Service. Blueprint for a Medallion of Service. Isn't that the thing that I'm using to get in here? Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm going to fight Athenos first because that's what my weekly is for, but then we'll just basically go back to the top and start working through them as best as I can. Born of the Northern Sea, thank you for the bits. Actually, Hazel, I was hoping to pick up some pointers from you. Path of Ascension is confusing to me. If I have learned any lessons by the end of it, then maybe I'll put together a video or something. How do you feel about unhelp? I have no idea Path of Ascension, but could I find amusement trying to tilt you out? I know, I feel like I've got a pretty good grip on your vibe by now, so you go right ahead. You can craft those with Ascended crafting mats. That's interesting. All right. Especially because you can buy Ascended crafting mats with Medallions of Service. So it feels like, I mean, I guess maybe the ratio is not that good. All right, let's fight Athenos. On Courage, it's going to give me an Ascension calling for Mechanicos. Or Mekanikos, if I'm saying it the way that I prefer, even though it's wrong. I haven't fought him before, obviously, so I guess this is new to me. Ascension calling. Ascension calling. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. I thought I already had him. Can I not use him? Yeah, no, I guess not. All right. And then I guess equipment-wise, I genuinely don't know. Let's start with the Phial because I made that pretty recently, and if I hate it, then I'll use something else. Phial Serenity is going to just heal me for 10% of my max health. So I'm going to try. I'm probably going to fail this one, but lucky for me, I have 242 Medallions of Service, so while I may run out at some point in my life, I am unlikely to run out today. So I guess I should find out what he does. Power swing. Ow. Oh, there's a knockback. All right, well, that's good to know. I'm going to have my back to a pillar next time. For that, I have been yeeted. This is true. Don't worry, I got 2 gray items. 1 gold, 1 gold. 1 gold, 11 silver for my time. Give me, let's, again, yeah. I learned something. Yeah, I'll keep the file just for now. I'll switch it out for something else later if I decide I really need to. I found that Pelagos is best boy and is usually like there are lots of achievements for defeating certain things as certain other heroes or defeating certain fights with every hero or calling or soulbind or whatever. So it's not like the right answer is always going to be it's not like the right answer is always going to be uh-oh, I did a bad job. Hey! He buffed me. I guess I need to be more squarely in the middle of it. Because I'm assuming that's the strat, is to put your back to a pillar. Yeah. Okay, I can smell the enthusiasm from here. I, in the past, have managed to suffer my way into liking things. All right, what did I get this time? My Path of Ascension is rank 2. So I have as has been pointed out to me, a long way to go. Some achievements that are difficult or nearly impossible without cheesing. I mean, I feel like cheesing is kind of, if you can, anyways. Alright, so this time I'm going to try the Herald's foot pads, because they give you like a big sprint. And we'll try to get out of it instead. So far, he actually didn't do a ton of damage. I'm sure he has more mechanics than just that. There has to be more than just the power swing. So we get that cooling down. And then I like to keep a defense up. We can test a faith. And then we get out of the way. But that's only good once every 45 seconds. I'm going to hold, I'm going to try to run through him, actually. For the next time. Yeah. Alright. Massive charge. Well, that sounds like a bad idea. Oh! Alright, well that kind of hurt, but... He's gonna snipe me with that. Waiting for the next power swing. Yeah. Oh, you can dodge massive charge too. Wouldn't it be funny if he just boofed himself off the edge? Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Oh no! Oh, lucky! Oh, lucky! You gotta be careful with how you unleash. In the future, I will unleash... Because I think Test of Faith you can interrupt. But I think Unleash you cannot interrupt, so I'm going to make sure I Unleash after Power Swing. So at this point, I'm going to wait until the next one. Shielded Charging. I have another, well, he's doing that for another 6 seconds. Although, he really meant it when he said shielded. So now would be a better time to unleash, except that I don't have it. Okay. Okay. That is the easiest possible difficulty of Athenos. But he is down. Feels pointless as event their tea parties. The entire thing's a big nothing burger. Yeah, there are, I guess I haven't done a lot of tea parties. Or the Ember Court, so I don't know if it gets more interesting as you do more of it. This at least has different stuff to overcome. I feel like while this one might be frustrating, it's probably not going to get boring. Okay, so Mechanicos can now participate in Path of Ascension. And we can... I'd like to try again with something different. And I would like to go into my /LTP and then... Yeah. Isn't he the humility guy? Yeah. At least me and the Night Fig get to grow our seeds. Honestly, the garden thing, and I haven't done it, but the Queen's Conservatory sounds kind of relaxing, even if it's not challenging. Alright. So, now I can use Mechanicos. I don't really know what he does. Is there any achievements that I can do yet? I feel like I've been, so I can't do that yet. Oh, I see. I have to leave, and if I want to choose somebody else, maybe I have to start over. Oh no, I have to choose his soulbind. So, I wanted to know expansion features, covenant sanctums. Does this have yeah. So you defeat trials with all the people. I want to know if there's anything I can do. I just want like a thing. I want a pet or a toy or a little pet rock or something. Oh well. Relaxing, absolutely. Haven't gotten any mounts yet. The mounts must be very deep into this. I don't even know where they come from. I guess I'm going to take Mechanicos just to find out what he does. Oh, he rides Brawn. Oh, that's cute though. Okay. So what do we have? We have overhead smash, 5 energy, melee range, 2-second cooldown, so pretty spammable. Single target. Hyperlight beam is beam of energy 50 yards forwards. You've got a recharge, a 30-second cooldown that is instant, cost 20 energy, heals yourself. What regenerates my energy? Just time? 65. 60. Hyperlight beam. High-tech relocation. Launches Mechanicos to safety. Reduces the movement speed. Usable below 30 energy. How does he get energy back? Or does he just have to use it before... You have to win before you run out of energy? Garden's relaxing. There's only one map before you buy the last rank, so it takes rank 5 to get most. Okay. This seems... Oh! That's how I figured it out. You need the jelly beans. Okay. This feels clunky. Maybe it's just because he's so big, so he feels really slow. Ugh. All right. So if I go... So now that I've done Athenos, I have my quest done. If I defeat Ecthra on loyalty... I guess I don't want to worry about using a non... Oh! Haste increased removed if he runs out of energy. Am I getting stacks of that when I eat my candy? No. I don't know where I got those stacks from. Yeah, I feel like I just want to use Pelagos because I'm comfy with him until I have to use the other ones. But then I'm going to be really bad with Mechanicos and Cleo. Because, yeah, blueprint for a steward mail pouch. Oh, I see. There might be upgrades for other stuff. Oh, if I do New Manuru on loyalty, I'm going to get a pet. And I can do that now. What else? I can't do those ones on a higher difficulty just yet, which is probably good because this one is awful. Mad Mortimer. Ooh. I can't fight him yet, but there's a mount there. All right. New Manuru on loyalty for the Bright Scale Hatchling. Let's choose that. Oh, he was... What did he do? I fought him before. The fairies. There's like ads. I don't remember. Oh, throw the guy in the back on the ground. He uses speed to collect the orbs. Pelagos is the best for most of the fights. Okay, I'm going to try this as Pelagos. I honestly don't remember how this one works. But that's just going to have to be fine. Kick spellcast, raise shields, dash. I'm just going to take the file. And then I might fail this because I forget the fight. I mean, I might fail any of them for any reason. But that's life. There was something to do with ads. It's been a minute since I've done this. I'll figure it out. or you fight the ads, and then the damage the ads takes hurts. Yeah, the damage the ads take hurts. Volatile fairy's about to explode. Who? What's their name? So far it's just kind of AoE. Yeah, he's down to half. Yeah, I'm not gonna get that one down in time. Ow, alright. $16 I can heal again, although it's only for like 10%. Not that much. Okay. Who's left? You? Uh-oh. Are you not done yet? Okay. He always likes to talk to me about overconfidence right when I'm about to win. .1%. 0? Okay, we are done. We did win. Okay. So that should get me a pet. In theory, these are easier for having waited until, in theory, they're easier for having waited until your renown was high, which could mean that waiting until 9.1 when your renown gets even higher would be even better. In theory. Pelagos is the best for most of the fights. Okay, so I just got a Bright Scale Hatchling, which is from Path of Ascension. Is it also from the other ones? It's not exclusive. No, that's from all of them. But it's cute. You know, that's cool. Can I have it in here? I can. Well, I got a thing. Also, that's kind of pretty. I like the colors. I don't know that I'm ever like, you know what I really want is a tortoise. But maybe now I will. Okay, so what else? We have gotten that one. Yeah, we should do rank 2 of Ecthra. I guess this is reminding me what all these fights are like because I did not remember what all the fights were like. Cute coloring on it. 1,300 pets. I do, and I'm not even on my game. There's a lot of Shadowlands pets that I don't have. Like a lot of them. And then I feel like the file was nice. I'm gonna keep that until I decide otherwise, really. Although I just should make sure that I have something. Yeah, nothing's equipped, so give me the File of Serenity. And then I'm gonna remember what Ecthra does. But if I do this, I get a blueprint. There's only so many fights they'll let you do before you have to upgrade your Path of Ascension, but I will feel better about upgrading my Path of Ascension if I feel like I'm caught up. Like, I almost feel as though I should not be doing it yet. I don't remember this at all. So she sent out crawlers, and then she had like an AoE. This does feel a little easier than when I did it last time, and I don't really know why. I had the same amount of renown, pretty sure. Uh-oh. Oh, no, I'm gonna get hit by that. Ow! I can't afford to lose my health. I need that. It's a shame none of his memories are memories of heal yourself a lot. I guess maybe you run out of ground space eventually. Oh, I can heal myself again. Don't get too brave. I've lived that life before. But yeah, ideally I would love to do it without using too many consumables. And by too many, I mean any. Like clear without using. I guess if I get really stuck on something, then I'll probably cave. It's not even like I'm low on mats. I just don't want to run out. You know, the last thing I want to do is get up in the morning and be like, you know what I have to do is go farm service metals. Although now I can craft them, so that's something. All right, so yeah, take me out of here because I want to go turn in that blueprint and find out. I hate the extra fight so much the crawler dot gets high. Technicolor Dream Turtle. I want to name it. I think that you look like a Doris. When you're a Doris, you're a Doris. Steg, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Scroll Squad. Also, it's like the halfway point. How did that happen? I want to find out how many mats do they want for Medallions of Service. I guess I feel like it'll never be. I mean, let me see. So you can make them 8. 8 of each thing for a single medallion. All right, that is last ditch effort material. That is, I mean, I guess it had to be good because if it was cheaper than it was to spend a medallion of service to buy a box of mats, then you could just infinitely generate them, and you can't have that. My weekly got me this box that had a bunch of meat. Can't complain about that. I can sell that. Spooks with a 4-month reset. Cheers. Okay, I am going to take a very short break, but I will be right back. Okay, I am back. My cat is still asleep. All right, I solved a mystery recently. When I moved to this place, one of the first things that I got myself, one of the first things I bought was a little countertop Brita pitcher, because I've just always used. I've always drank filtered water, not for any particular benefit aside from it just making your water less smelly. And when I got it here and I got one, it was filtering really quickly. Like you would pour water in and it would be like almost already through as you were pouring it. And I'm like, well, that doesn't seem right. And I would look in the bottom and it's one of those ones that has like the cylindrical filter with the 4 grooves at the bottom. And I looked and I twisted it to be the right thing and I would try to put it in and I'd be like, man, this just doesn't fit very well. That's weird considering this is a proprietary product. Oh well, just didn't think about it again. And I accepted that it was very likely that I was just drinking water that had just been sitting out and it wasn't actually filtered at all, but it tasted fine, so I didn't worry about it too much. And then the other day I was looking at it and I was like, there's just no way this is sitting properly, even though I tried twisting it and I took it all the way out. And then I realized not only does the cartridge have 4 grooves at the bottom, but one of them is like slanted for no reason. I don't see why this thing couldn't have just been completely symmetrical from all angles, but anyways, there, not only did you need to have it line up, there was 3 wrong answers and a right one. So now my water takes a lot longer to filter, but it is in fact filtering. Oh, that's a pet, but you can't do that one yet until you, all right. What is next what is next? If I go through these, we did this, Alderan and Mynir. If I beat these 2, I get a blueprint for a Steward mail pouch. I don't know what that is. There's only one way to find out. And again, just going to try on Pelagos until I get proven otherwise, especially because I don't remember what these fights are like. I also don't remember where the achievements are. There's achievements for Path of Ascension, and some of those have, some Path of Ascension achievements have stuff in them, like rewards. Or you know what it is some Path of Ascension achievements are required to buy stuff off the vendor. Maybe that's it. Bread is really only for flavor. I mean, it's a charcoal filter. I do not have all the facts, so what I would do is I would look up online. But generally speaking, odor-causing properties. You don't want a filter to take everything out of your water. I've seen people in Amazon reviews get really mad because they get themselves TDS meters, which track a TDS meter or test will test for the total dissolved solids in your water. And people use those and they're like, how come there's all this stuff in my water? And the answer is there's supposed to be minerals in your water and stuff. If you take everything out of your water, if all you ever drank was RODI water from a reverse osmosis unit, you can get deficiencies because water is not supposed to be just water. It is highly unlikely that any of it's giving you a hard time for the most part. Okay, we are trying this and just remembering how this fight goes. I have a filter in my fridge now, so I don't use the countertop filter anymore. I prefer my water. I used to keep Brita filters in the fridge, or I grew up, and they were in the fridge, but I like my water to be room temperature. I don't like cold water. It's cold, you know? I don't remember how this fight works. Oh, absorb the seed. Okay. Can I nail both of them? Probably not. And then we've got some... I don't know if there's any benefit to cleaving them down evenly. There's probably a big benefit to dodging stuff better. Oh, I'm not doing a good job. There's a lot of stuff to dodge. Oh, their health is shared. Oh, no, it's not. Is it? It must be, because I wasn't attacking that other one. You know whose health is not shared is mine. All of this damage is mine. Probably gonna be another anima seed soon. Ow! Stop that! Stop doing things that hurt me. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. He always says that when I'm winning. All right, we did it. The Cow Frog, thank you for the 2-month resub. Super late. Congrats on beating Asmund in the pet tourney battle. Just watched the video the other day. It was great entertainment. Cheers. Ice water is life. Water tastes better cold. Great water straight out of the tap here. Cold water hurts my mouth bones. Yeah, I think part of it is a tooth sensitivity, and then part of it is just it makes my tummy cold. And then I'm just cold. I feel like my body temperature is a real delicate thing, and if I consume things that are really cold, I have a difficulty shaking that for a long time. All right, so allows you. All right, so that's not gonna tell me what it does though. All right, so just let me out of here, and then I'll find out. I'll read the tooltip. Yeah, I was the same way. I grew up with well water, so it was for the smell and taste. But then it's just kind of a habit I've kept ever since. Although the water here in Portland, I find generally speaking quite good. I could probably get away without filtering it, and I think I was getting away without filtering it because my filter was improperly seated. So I'm pretty sure that was just sitting out on the counter. Something that I learned in aquarium keeping is that one thing that can cause water to have a funny taste or smell is chlorine, which is done for sanitation reasons, but you don't necessarily need to drink it. And chlorine will off gas or at least that's what you're taught in aquarium keeping. And that's why some people, if you need to do water changes in aquariums and you're using chlorinated water, but you don't have a dechlorinator, which you should have, but if you don't have a dechlorinator, you can kind of bypass that by getting your water into a bucket a couple of days ahead of time and then letting it sit out so it can off gas. And I've always kind of thought of that principle when I was just letting water sit on the counter. And I'm like, man, even if my filter sucks, the chlorine will still evaporate into the air and then leave. And then it won't, I don't think it's harmful to drink minor amounts of chlorine, but it doesn't taste good. If you've ever drank pool water, which I don't recommend, you would know. Do you put ice in your water? Only if it is very warm outside. Love your videos. Thought I should give something back. Thank you. Okay. Oh yeah, I was gonna turn in this blueprint, or maybe I already did turn in the blueprint. Yeah, so the steward mail pouch. Oh, a steward mail pouch. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go buy. Oh, that's useful. Okay, what I'm gonna do, innkeeper, you? Question mark? Yeah, I'm gonna spend 5 medallions to buy a box of path supplies because champions pelts suck and I'm not farming them. That got me 19 champions pelts. So that's a permanent upgrade to your Kyrian steward for my Minta that will let her get my mail. And you'd be like, Hazel, you have a Katie stamp whistle. You don't need Minta to get your mail. And I'd be like, hypothetical person, sometimes Katie stamp whistle's on cooldown. And I don't have an Argent tournament squire upgraded. Summon your steward. Oh, I get to give it to her. It's well constructed with plenty of room for scrolls and a division to keep the letters flat. The stitching is clean and the strap is adjustable to fit your steward's size. Whoever wrote this gets me. Nothing makes me... I feel so happy just reading that. And it's fictional and it's not even for me. I do love a good... what am I going to say? Bag? Like a good... carrying device, you know, like a good bag or a basket. You know, I like packing for stuff and having the right receptacle within which to pack for a given outing to make sure you're prepared satisfies me deeply. So that's delightful. I want to read it again. There's a division to keep letters flat and clean stitching and an adjustable strap. Mint is gonna love it. I'm so happy. Here you go. What is she gonna say? Wow, holds so much stuff. Cannot wait to use it. Must show Sika. Thank. You deserve it, baby. I'm losing it. Okay, back we go. There's got to be something else in here for me. That wasn't so bad. That wasn't a hard fight, and that was only rank 2. Shania Twain with a 5-month reset. Thank you very much. Oh, that is so cute. I don't think it shows up on her. I think it's not a visual thing. You might make me start doing Path of Ascension now. I knew at some point in my life, like a friend had mentioned to me that your steward can get your mail, but I had been like, I have Katie stamp whistle, but now that I have it, all right, what's next? That was adorable. It needs to show up. It exists in my heart. All right, Pelagos, what are we doing now? So we just did Aldrin Minor. We already did Numenuru because I skipped ahead to that because I wanted this, I wanted Doris, the crab. And then Craven Corns. Oh no, am I out? Am I out already? Am I out of new stuff to do? I mean, I think I'm out of stuff to unlock. Because I have these new, oh, no. Because I don't think I ever beat Mad Mortimer on the first one. Yeah, okay, never mind, I'm not out. I recruited some fights that I didn't do, so... Splinterbark Nightmare is not available in rank 2, and I've already done rank 1, but Thrantiok, I've never done a rank 1, so that'll give me a blueprint for a vial of Lich Frost. Okay, I've got a couple more fights to do, which is good. Similar one for Bank as well. Oh, okay. Alright, so I don't know what this is. I've never done this fight, and there's only one way to find out how I like to do it. Let's do this. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to worry about achievements until after I've finished, like, the main progression. I feel like if I'm getting about 1,000 anima a day, I'm like a week away, approximately a week away. Phylacteries. I'm assuming that I want to take out the phylacteries because he's a lich and that's how they work. Fragmented feedback. Oh, so I killed once, now he's taking more damage for 20 seconds. So maybe I would want to... Ow. Was I supposed to line of sight that? No, I didn't take any damage. And then while he still has it, we'll use the Ununleash. Okay, and then he's going to lose his buff, so we're going to work on another phylactery. I wonder if there's just a terminal destruction. I don't know what you mean, but I am going to line of sight it. Ow, heard anyways. Oh, maybe I want to hold Armored Recollection for that. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to do another memory until after he starts casting that, so I can get around it with my shield. Okay. So we'll do another phylactery, but I'm holding on to that memory. I'm also running out of these. Oh, no, 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 I forgot! Death Blossom. Oh, fun. Okay, it's okay. The cooldown's back. Just don't use it again. Oh, dear. Oh, this is a really long one. Uh-oh. I just have to go through it. Ow. Alright, so he's immune. Now I get to find out what happens when I kill the last phylactery. I feel like this is more of a, like, it's... They're easy enough to kill that I feel like it's going to be bad. Oh no, I forgot again! World of Suffering. Well, I'm out of phylacteries. He's taking more damage for 20 more seconds. So I think we're good. I need to do that cleaner next time, for sure. But that'll work. That'll do. Good, okay. Alright, so Vial of Lich Frost. And then there was another fight that we can do. Yeah, Path of Ascension is Kyrian only. Love the Spirit Bomb animation. Yeah, I'm going to have a real rude awakening the day that I need to play somebody that's not Pelagos, because I've done enough of the fights on Pelagos that I know how his buttons work, more or less, and the same cannot be said of Clea and the other things. So an Artisan Tool Belt, which is probably just like a Path of Ascension thing, but now I'm like, but what if it was for more? So this is a big goo boy, goopy dude, and I don't know what he does, and we're gonna find out. Oh, triple goopy dude. Somebody gave me an advice about this, and then I forgot it. Oh well. Burning Glob. I don't know what that means. Also, not getting through his health very quickly. Especially if this is only a third of it. Oh no, those ones exist still. Oh, I should have, I whiffed that. So now they're both mad. Oh, he tripped. I'm sorry, but that's really embarrassing for you. What's the other one doing? Nothing? Napping? I mean, I'm sure you'll do something at some point. It would be too easy otherwise. Oh, he really fills up the floor. We should use the root on him. Oh, I don't want to get booped. was kind of a fun fight. Uh-oh. They have 0.9% left. Overconfidence is a flimsy shield. I shouldn't count my chickens before I've named them. Never seen a DK use spells like this. I would be down for a slime class. Artisan tool belt. A perfect gift for my favorite steward. All right. Take me out of here. Minton needs presents. You're in the arena? I'm in an arena. I'm burning through this faster than I thought. Oh no, there's more fights. They never end. I always think I must have surely recruited all of the fights by now. All right, so I would like to do some crafting. Artisan tool belt. Steward can perform Ascension crafting and carry trade goods for purchase. Interesting. Well, I'm once again out of Champion's pelts. The rest of them I actually pick up while I'm doing world quests. I never get Champion's pelts normally, so I'm going to buy another box. I guess maybe I could craft charms as long as they don't involve Champion's pelts. Steward present height. The last enemy. This is the last fight. Azarax the Realmender. It does sound like the last fight. Okay. Devourer of incredible strength. Absorb anima to activate the anima confluxes. Oh, that's a lot of words. To subdue Azarux. Did they mean to use all the A words? Absorb anima to activate the anima confluxes to subdue Azarux and then capture its memory. Okay. But first, more importantly, Minton needs a tool belt. And then also, this isn't a piece of equipment. Breaking the vial freezes your opponents in place. Okay, so we'll make that too. Kuna the Bear, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Mint is getting all the presents today. She deserves it. She works so hard. She comes whenever I ask her to. Okay, so we'll bring her back. Hello. I got you a present. Oh, hang on. I need to read this. The tool belt has many pouches and loops and is outfitted with many tools and materials. All right, well, that not as much copy. It'll allow your steward to not only assist you with crafting, but also carry common trade goods. So we turn that in. I can't believe Shadowlands has been out for like a half a year, and I've never... Carries common trade goods. So like, what do you mean? I have a special request? I'd like to access crafting. So it's on the 4-hour cooldown. I need a favor on a 1-hour cooldown, and then, oh, okay, so she's gonna sell me like, well, I don't remember what she sold me before, but she has enchanting vellums and crystal vials now. And I think before she only had pomegranates. So she can now sell you like, well, vellums and, you know, vanishing powder. All about that flute life. Okay. Old vials, huge. Okay. So I want to absorb anima. Oh, it's in the Colosseum? Okay. I'm needed to okay. I was thinking, I actually don't know where this is. There's a thing happening. Neat. All right. Channel on a capture target. No. What do you mean by absorb anima? I guess I just go... Am I going to fight normally in the Path of Ascension? Because that doesn't seem right. You're going to let me use my regular abilities here? I thought that was against the rules. Doing the Parasol World Quest with the glider takes 22 seconds. It was only like 30 with parasols. Although I guess gliders are only like 14 gold. But, you know, that's like 14 gold that you could save for like anything, you know? Rejoining a covenant? Yeah. I have never switched covenants. I'm a covenant switching baby. I've never done it. I was thinking it over early in the raid tier. I play Holy Priest for my main spec, and for raiding, especially, Holy Priest should be Necrolord for Unholy Nova. You can make an argument about being Night Fae. You can make an argument about being... I mean, you can make an argument for any of them. I don't think there's a horrendously wrong answer for Priest, but I will say that my Kyrian Priest ability, Boon of the Ascended, gets used not much. And it's a long cooldown. It's a 3-minute cooldown, and I managed to use it about once every 20 minutes. Just because it's a lot of globals, and I usually have more important globals going on. I don't know what to say. File is nice, but I'm definitely not making the most of my Covenant. And for a while I was like, man, I should just switch. I was so jealous. I would like watch my friends stream on Discord, and I would be like, you use your Covenant ability? Oh, no fair. And then I was like, well, I could just go Necrolord. But then I got my my Resto Druid leveled, and she joined the Necrolords, and the Seat of the Primus just bums me out, man. It's dark in there. It's like weirdly symmetrical. It's indoors. You cannot mount. It's just not, it's just, I would rather do worse healing and live in Elysian Hold. And then I managed to do good enough healing to like live through my version of my life. So I gave up on all thoughts of switching Covenants and just decided to live with my subpar but extremely cute life. Anima Conflux Connected. Oh, fun. Yeah, the Abomination dress up is fun, and I do plan to do it at some point on my druid, like my Necrolord character. I'm gonna have a character of each Covenant so I can do all the different things and collect. I don't think I'm gonna collect all the Mog. I think I'm gonna try to collect all the mounts at least, or maybe most of them. Or at least all the Kyrian mounts. I'm trying to do as much as I can on Kyrian. I might try to get all the Kyrian cloth Mog, because that's what my main is, but I don't know about the rest of it. Okay, and then now what do you want? Are we good? If it took all of this just to subdue it so I could get its memory, I don't know if I have a whole lot of faith about beating it in the Path of Ascension. That was me sticking with Venthyr as a BM hunter, because I love Revendreth so much, I didn't care that it was suboptimal. And I found that the thing that we had always kind of predicted that would be true, but for because I am not a Mythic Raider and I'm not pushing like plus 20 keys, it doesn't matter, it's fine. The biggest problem you're going to run into with the suboptimal Covenant is difficulty getting into pugs, which honestly, I've never met a pug that checked my Covenant. And then also people giving me a hard time on stream, and that was going to be true no matter what. So it's totally fine. It's never actually slowed me down. 400k anima to collect all the Mog. Yeah, but like with all the achievements, you know. Also, 400,000? Really? It seems like a lot. I mean, are we accounting the amount that is needed to upgrade the buildings? Because that's anima that I've already spent. And past me, things that were accomplished like past me, it's like they're basically free. Okay, so there. That should be the last fight, in theory. And then take me back in. I have a new piece of equipment, and then I should have a new fight. 2 more fights to do, I think. The Ascended Skymane mount is probably the most annoying one to farm, but it should be easier in 9-1 with flying. Ascended Skymane. Ascended Skymane. Cache of the Ascended. Oh, the Vesper thing. Yeah. Is that the Vesper thing where you're ringing all 4 or 5 of the bells at the same time? I have a group of friends I do that with sometimes. Nobody's gotten lucky with the mount yet. That's the one that looks almost identical to the Rep mount. The Pure Heart Courser is just a little bit furrier and a little bit bluer. They're very similar. Okay. So, give me Pelagos, and then, just for fun, give me the new thing to root the enemies. And then I have not done... Ooh! Wait a minute. How come I'm allowed to do this now? I wasn't allowed to do it before. Oh, because I didn't do that before. Oh. Hang on. So if I do Azurux, there's a blueprint for a thingy. I'm not allowed to do Athenos because you have to upgrade your Covenant Sanctum and defeat more bosses. Why are they going to let me do Mad Mortimer rank 2 for a mount? That's weird. Or I could do this one. Charm of Focus. I mean, I'm not really using charms. I feel like I should... So I have a bit of time left. That one might be hard, but I think I'm going to do this. We've been working through this. So I'm going to try to get to it. And then... Let's find out what this Devourer fight's like. It's a mount, don't question it. True. I have been really wanting a Path of Ascension mount, so I had something to show for my time. Oh. Okay, it's melee range. Good to know. I used my Vial of Lich Frost, and I definitely did not hit him. There's a rift, so we just get out of that. And then we can do that. And that'll actually root all those, so that's kind of nice. There's a lot going on. I want to AoE the ads down. I don't want to single target them down. Should be fine. Ow! Ow! Oh, I've died. Alright. I didn't see where all my damage came from. I thought I was doing a good job. I was not. Oh, maybe I tripped on the floor. Like I tripped on the blue stuff on the floor. That seems right. Yeah, flying is going to be account wide. Yeah, give me... Well, let's go again. I didn't hate the root. I didn't hate that root that I had. So I think I'm going to try that again. Just the same way I had it. And then just be a little more careful and pay a little more attention to my health. Yeah. And also I whiffed the first one. Although this is only the earliest difficulty of this boss. Even though it's the last boss. It's the easiest version of it. So I won't waste too much time on this if I can't beat it. Because I want to spend some time on the one that could give me the mount. So they all come up, and then I root them, and then I use Unleash on all of them. He's gonna spawn a new rift. That's gonna kind of hurt. Oh, I don't know who I thought I was aiming that at. I think I had it confused with the memory ability, despite the fact that that one does not have a targeting reticle. Not how that works. Okay. I am kind of running out of space. So you could do this the same way, but just use his root ability instead of the, instead of that. And then I think I'm not getting out of those fast enough. No! I did it again! I swear, if that's the reason I don't beat this one, okay, I did win. I have no excuses. Okay, so that gets me a blueprint. Empyrean refreshment. Refreshing snacks useful while out adventuring. What do you mean? What do you mean? Lady of the party, how's it going? It's going pretty good. I'm actually making progress through Path of Ascension. I didn't think I would, and mind you, I'm still pretty early. A new blueprint. Okay. So the refreshment is another boon. Set out an Empyrean refreshment. Restores health and mana. So it's like a feast. You can craft like a feast, but with no food buff and just health and mana. Okay. Does anybody do that? I mean, all right, hang on. Let me make one of them. I need to find out if it's cute. Empyrean refreshment. 6 pelts? This better be worth it. Set out. I mean, it's kind of cute. It's kind of like a cute little table with like some cute little drinks and stuff. So that just gives you health and mana. I guess if you really wanted to help your healers or something. Worse mage food. Yeah, mild cute, not worth 6 champions pelts. That is a hard don't bother. But I'm glad I know now. I will not spend my days tormented by the possibility that it was going to be cuter. Okay, so now with that done, I'm just making sure that, okay, if I'm doing them in order, then I need to do Thrantiok, but I think I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit, because if I can beat Mad Mortimer on loyalty, then I'm going to get the Phalanx. And I just did Mad Mortimer, actually. I just fought this. I need, you know what I need for him? Because I don't. AoE dash freezes. Yeah, I used the file the first time. Yeah, we'll try that. I don't have any charms right now. But I think what I could do better is I could do better at dragging the active one near the inactive one while I'm waiting, and then AoEing the two of them for more damage. So I'm gonna walk over here so that and then I could probably do a better job of saving my shield for times when I actually need it. So now he's awake. He's going to charge. So we just need to try to not get charged. Oh no, I'm in the charge. Maybe he'll hit the pillar. Because I just really wanted to AoE them all. Uh-oh. Because I feel like I'm not making a lot of progress in their health. And also, I just stood in something and that's a poor idea. I guess they're not making a lot of progress in my health. They're making progress on the floor. So with that in mind, give me some haste. Give me a triple unleash. That wasn't as much as I wanted it to be. So I just ate a shield, which is fine. Don't knock me off. Okay. All right. Going okay. Hey, we did it. I think I get a mail from that. I mean, I do. I don't think I know. I remember exactly. I get a Phalanx of loyalty. It should be like the undecorated dark version. Neat. Let's go check it out. Wow, head comments for the refreshment item is just, wow, this is so useless. Thank you for your sacrifice, Rip Pelts. Oh man, woohoo, mount. All right, now we're talking. Phalanx, oh no, I think it's probably my bags. Yeah, so it goes to your bags. Phalanx of loyalty. And that is a mount that you cannot get from doing the Ember Court or the Queen's Conservatory. Also, I don't have a favorite on that one. That is a mount that you can only get from doing Path of Ascension. So I now have something to show for my time. And eventually, when I get this done, which requires Disciple of Humility. Imagine dark Mog, Dark Wings, Dark Mount, Dark Words. Like, that's gonna be so cool. Like Grave the Shadow Priest. It's the Hot Topic version, right? Yeah, all the dark colorations are associated with Path of Ascension, which is like the main reason why, like, I was ready to give up on the system altogether, and then I was like, ooh, my 13-year-old dreams. Can only mount into carry? Yeah. Thank you for your helpful videos. Started playing WoW 3 weeks ago. Mythic Dungeon boss guides have been a lifesaver. Cheers. Thanks for watching them. Dark Wings, so dark you reach edgy level, right? Oh, it's so good. Okay. So there was one more fight that I had available that I could do. It's so exciting and fun when you're on a roll and you just know there's a wall eventually. However, I don't think I'm going to hit my wall until after I upgrade Path of Ascension again, and I'm like 8,000 anima away from that, so. Okay, so we grab Pelagos again. Disciples of Humility. Oh yeah, I was gonna look into that because I need this achievement to get the set. Defeat all 10 Trials of Humility. Okay. So Trials of Humility is the highest difficulty. So you have to defeat every boss on the highest difficulty with every soulbind before you can wear that set. So if you see somebody with that set on, they have done some serious Path of Ascension. And that does mean I am eventually going to need to learn to do anything, to do something that is not just Pelagos. But for now, there's a Charm and the Lich. I just fought him. You'd think I would remember. Oh yeah, he had the phylacteries. So I want the Aegis for this, just in case. Well, I want to see if the Echo Trident will stop his cast, actually, just for science, just for fun. Because that one cast that I ate, that I shouldn't have, curious if I can kick it. But yeah, I think also the more that you do the fights, the more that you get good at the specific encounters they have laid out. And by now, at least, I should be done with the encounters. So now I'm going to take a attack speed buff. Oh, shoot. I did it wrong. Oh, I did it late. All right. Oh, I just whiffed it. I did it way too late. I was getting way too excited using using my haste buff. I could have done 2 things differently. Can I just jump off an edge? There are 2 things I could have done differently to make that better, and I did neither of them. Okay, he's got his phylactery up again. Uh-oh. All right, well, this time I have nothing. No, I'm going to die now. Okay. Yeah, you need to not eat Terminal Destruction. And I don't know if I could have stopped that cast because I was having too much fun doing it poorly. Let's let's go again. My only complaint with this system is that having the Medallions of Service be like consumed in something you have to farm feels kind of gross for something that is difficult that you want to sort of trial and error and try different things for. It feels kind of icky to have to spend something, even if you get them pretty regularly. I wish that it was just, I wish that the only thing I had to lose was my time and my pride. Content will get easier later in the patches if it doesn't scale. I don't think they're going to scale it up. But, okay. So we save our Invuln shield just in case. So he's casting Terminal Destruction. So now I use my shield, and I also try to see if I can stop it. You can stop it with the Echo Trident. That's good to know. I've got 17 seconds left of a damage window. Holding the next thing. Holding my next shield. Alright, yeah. So Terminal Destruction. And now I'm taking my Invuln, so I don't take that damage. And I need to rinse the next phylactery. And then I can... So this actually feels a little better. Just because I understand it a tiny bit better. I have another kick. I probably could have used that on not a shield. at a certain point last time I fought him, he stopped doing the greater destruction, and he started, maybe it was the second 2 phylacteries. Maybe it's like half and half. Okay. So I have another kick. I whiffed that one. Why isn't he doing his donuts? Oh, there it is, Death Blossom. I think that was the last fight I needed to do. For rank 2 of Path of Ascension anyways. Neat. Well, that worked out. And now I don't have to do any more until I scrape together another like 8,000 anima. I would say I'd like to try again so I could go inspect to make sure I'm not missing any, but I think that's going to cost me another thing. The donuts don't proc your invuln shield. I see. Are you having fun yet? I think I enjoyed that. I'm very satisfied that I got a mount. I was setting myself up for being happy with just having earned the bright scale hatchling, which, mind you, cute. But the fact that I have something to like ride around to dungeons and stuff, and when people are like, yo, where'd you get that? I'll be like, Path of Ascension, right? Are you surprised that I did it? Because I am. Selmina, thank you for the 3-month reset. I failed first Exos 1,000 times. YouTuber does my Saturday morning cartoons. Hi, hello. Is it Earth Day? Earth Day is tomorrow? Question mark? Because I feel like I went to my phone to put in raid testing, and my phone was like, it's Earth Day that day. And I'm like, neat. I can raid test for the Earth. I mean, not really, but I missed the chance to say, have you tried not dying? Superman, thanks for the bits. Excited for raid testing. Excited, gonna tag along with the LNO folks. Yeah, it'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting some good footage. Every covenant has something that is... Every covenant has their own system. Path of Ascension is the Kyrian one. The other 3 are not really like this, but they're their own thing. So the Necrolords have abomination crafting, where you get to make different abominations and like equip them, and they each have different bonuses. Night Fae get a gardening thing. That's all I can say about that. Venthyr have the Ember Court, where they get to throw different parties for NPCs. But this one is probably the most active, which makes it either the most annoying if you don't want to do things that are tricky, or the most fun if you don't want to do things that are boring. All the A-bombs have a weekly quest you can do? I see. Yeah, I've done a tiny bit of the abomination thing, but for the most part, most of what I've done was just this. I didn't do a whole lot. Oh, I think I forgot to send out some missions. I had upgraded my mission table. They'll come back faster. You don't get any anima from Path of Ascension. You just get... I mean, there's rewards. There's cool stuff. Okay, so I wanted to send out anima. So there's anima. There's 2 anima quests. They're both level 40. So let's mix and match some high and low level people. And then optimize their spots so that they can do it. And then they also get experience. I don't send out a whole lot of experience missions, and I never send out Soul Ash missions. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow I might do World Quest, because I always start with Anima World Quest now, but also World Quest, but also whatchamacallit? Torghast. I want to do some Priest Torghast so I can get some Soul Ash, so I can work on making a Shadow Priest Legendary so I can do World Quest faster, because I have my priorities straight. Why no Soul Ash missions? I don't know. What do I mean, I guess I was going to say, what do I need Soul Ash for? But I just literally finished saying how I need Soul Ash to make a Legendary. But you get so much of it from Torghast, and this costs like 200 anima. 200 anima. It's like 5 minutes worth of doing a world quest. Ember Court is boring. Ember Court is fun. Gonna take a long time to get the reps. Yeah. They definitely didn't skimp on the content for... They definitely didn't skimp on the content for the Covenant systems. It's just a matter of whether people actually want to engage with it. But the nice thing is the stuff you get for doing your Covenant systems is generally cosmetic. Like if you don't like it, you don't have to do it. It's just mounts and stuff. AK Richie, thank you for the 12-month resub. Happy 1 year, Hazel. Glad to see you settling into your new space. Thank you for the 1 year sub. Big day. Carried Adventures is big. I'd pay almost any price for Soul Ash. I guess if you're making like a lot of different legendaries and you want them all upgraded and stuff, look at the little baby birdies. If you're making like a lot of legendaries, I have 2 legendaries on this character, and I feel like that was like what, a month of Torghast maybe. I love those. I love those little birds. Like I know they're just their environment. They're not like pets or critters or anything like that. And it does mean that their animations kind of make them look like animatronic birds, but that makes them feel cuter to me. It's like this is a theme park, and there's like a teeny little adorable a pair of robot birds just having a little robot bird conversation. So those charms that I learned, Charm of Focus gives them additional resource gen, and those don't. Oh, they cost 2 pelts. Fortitudes give them 10% health. Persistence, give them health regen. So I've heard that these are really nice for if you're getting stuck on an encounter. You can just kind of help get yourself through it, like a tough one with charms. Can you use all of them at once? I feel like I knew the answer to that, but then I forgot. I would be interested in how many people engage with Covenant stuff. Yeah, me too. Because I would have thought... Or maybe some people are going to, but they haven't done it yet. I would have thought that I am a good example of somebody that does everything in WoW. Like somebody that is going to, if they're going to add an extra system and it's going to have mounts and pets and stuff, that I would be all aboard. And while I am doing it, I guess Shadowlands just had so much in it that I definitely did not get around to it at the very beginning. And we're now like 6 months in or whatever, and I'm just now starting to work through it. And if it took me this long to do it, I feel like a lot of people that are usually collectors might have written these systems off because they're just so intensive when you also have so much other collecting going on in Shadowlands. Yeah, I'm not farming pet charms just yet. That's a later me problem. I don't have 10,000. I have 2,000, but I'm working on that later. Picked up the world quest for 20 quests after I'd done a ton of world quests today. Oh no. Don't say hurtful things like we are 6 months in. I feel old enough already. Well, so it came out in November, December, January, February, March, April. Oh no, it's true. No. Yeah, we're half a year into Shadowlands. That's wild. Time means nothing anymore. 10,000 charms is just bananas to obtain. Yeah. So let me see. If you look at all because there's 4 pet quests a day. They're not all going to be pet charms. Right now, there are 4 pet charm quests. So you're talking like 40 plus another 45, 51, 59. So let's round up to 60 pet charms per character. And then if you did that on like 4 characters, you're looking at 240 pet charms from today. But this is a pretty good day for pet charms. And that's if you did all 4 dailies on 4 characters. And I'm just guessing 4 is like an average, not an average alt number, but somebody who is a collector has a chance of having 4 characters because maybe they have one for each covenant. That's just I just made up that number. But yeah, because you can do and then also the other thing is you go back to BFA. Like if you really want to grind them, I'm not saying it's not a lot of work. It is, and that's why I'm procrastinating. But BFA world quests also continue to give pet charms. So you've got 16 here, you got 18 here. You go to Zandalar, you got another 12 there, and you can also do those in as many characters as you want. Yeah, don't forget BFA. True. Feels like yesterday you were doing World Quest for Tortolan rep. Oh, yeah. I still need that toy. I never did get my bowl of glowing pufferfish. It's just that BFA ended, and then we moved on to not having Shadowland stuff yet. AK Richie giving out 10 gift subs. Thank you very, 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 very much. Congrats to those who got them right at the very end. BFA follower mission still also award pet charms. Oh, true. And then the Shadowlands mission table with pet charms as well. That's another good point. You can, yeah, if you're really grinding them, you can, if you're really working through them, you can get quite a few of them. It's a lot of time. The best thing I can recommend for somebody that wants to do that is to use TD scripts to help reduce the amount of time that you're spending actually executing the pet battle, because you're going to be doing it over and over and over again. Use alts. And then for Shadowlands, honestly, I might wait until flying. Although, even when you can fly, you still can't fly between zones. It's just going to make it easier. Like this world quest, I hate getting to this world quest. And when I can fly, it's not going to be super fast, but I'm going to be able to just port here and then fly up there without having to remember where I need to run around to get up the hill. In 9.1, there is a battle pet that costs 10,000 pet charms. I'm surprised that everybody is so excited about it. I think it's pretty, but it is like a worm. It is genuinely a worm. It's a shiny worm. It's got a jewel on it, but it's still a worm. And there's a lot of people that I feel like it's a, I don't know, like that's a big stretch goal. There's a lot of pets to get in between now and that one. I'm not getting it. That worm could be bird food for all I care. 10k. Maybe it'll turn into a butterfly. It's new and shiny. I need this. Oh, I totally feel you. I'm just surprised by how many people I've heard talking about it. It feels odd for me to get... It feels odd for me for a new battle pet to get buzz like this. It has to be just because of the price. I mean, it is just because of the price. If they had put that on the vendor for 50 charms or 100 charms, we wouldn't have heard about it. And it would have just ended up as like a B note in a video that nobody watched about new pets on vendors. But because it's so expensive, people are talking about it. There is a lesson to be learned there in marketing. Yeah, exactly. It's 10k. It could be a rock. People would show it off. Exactly. I'm done for today. I gotta go. I will be back tomorrow afternoon, though, with more WoW. No more Path of Ascension, because I've done what I needed to do. It was surprisingly not that painful. It went pretty good. But I'm thinking World Quest. I'm thinking Torghast. I'm thinking chilling out and having a nice time. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for the subs and the gift subs and the bits, and for being you. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.